And hello everyone, Lights and Gear is back with another flashlight review, and today I'm going to tell you all about the Sunwayman T25C 880 lumen flashlight with a zooming convex lens. What is a convex lens? Well, basically it is a little thicker in the middle and it's thinner along the edges. But normally we'd sort of refer to it as an aspheric lens because it is like many of the lenses on cheaper zooming head flashlights, which you'll see over the internet. Anyway, this is the box, obviously, which gives you some little bit of information about the flashlight, mainly that it is impact resistant to 2 meters, and it's also IPX8 standards. It is waterproof to IPX8 standard, which means it is completely immersible to at least 1 meter or more. So that's a couple of things about the flashlight right there that you'll see on the box. Other than that, not a whole lot of information on here, except that it does use the CREE XM-L2 U3 LED, which is a very good LED, and it is also coated with the Type 3 it is hard anodized and coated with military specification Type 3, which means that it won't scratch up or anything like that. You can put it through the ringer, and the coating and the overall look of the flashlight still should remain smooth and nick-free. And I recently did another video on that, comparing what happens to flashlights that are Type 3 and those that aren't, so you can check that out if you'd like. So anyway, within the box here, obviously you get the flashlight, and you also get this lanyard, which I've attached to it, and you also get the instruction manual here, very well written and informative, and you also get a few spare O-rings and a spare tail cap switch. So those are your accessories. And as the manual will tell you, it has 4 regular lighting modes: low at 17 lumens, medium at 200, high at 480, and turbo at 880. It does have the constant current circuit, which will give you constant output for as long as the battery can provide that. And with other cheaper flashlights, especially other zooming flashlights, they do not have a constant current circuit, so as the battery voltage drops, so does the output. But that will not happen with the Sunwayman T25C. And its working voltage goes up to 8.4, so you can use a couple of different battery types, which I'll get to in a moment. And it also is made from the aerospace grade aluminum alloy and has the stainless steel retaining ring on the top. So anyway, as far as the batteries are concerned, they do recommend, of course, the 18650, the 3.7 volt, which is right here. Great batteries of, whatever great brand you happen to buy. And you can also use 2 of the 2 or 3 other size types, which I have found is the only way you can actually get the high 880 lumens. In other words, the turbo mode is not, you won't really get turbo mode with an 18650, unfortunately. It gives you the high mode, and then as you move to turbo, it's so slight. I was taking pictures of the beams so I could double check this, and the difference between high and turbo using an 18650 was practically negligent. I had to switch to the other 2 battery configurations before I was able to see the difference. And you will see those differences in the pictures that I've included on my written review of this light at my website, lightsandgear.com. So the link will be below, and you can check that out and see those pictures of the differences between high and turbo when using a 2 battery configuration like this. This is the 18350 in IMR, and you can use 2 of these, or the disposable CR123s, or the rechargeable 16340s, but I would recommend these. Actually, I was trying it out with 2 16340s just last night, and the funny thing about that is that it would work fine, but after a few minutes it would just shut off. Now, I'm not sure why. I did check the battery voltages afterwards. Of course, under load, the voltages will drop more than they will in a resting situation. But the voltages of the batteries were still good after I took them out and tried them. But I tried it a couple of times, and each time I had it on in turbo mode. Mind you, it was on the highest mode, but it would only stay on for 2 or 3 minutes and then shut off. Now, perhaps if I turned it down, it would stay on, but it does not do that with these batteries. With the 18350s, it stays on constantly. And it may have just been the brand of 16340 I was using, I'm not sure, but that is just something to keep in mind. Anyway, the manual will tell you that as soon as you turn it on, it's in turbo mode, but I have found that is not the case. I was using it a few minutes ago. I turned it off in low mode, and here it's on in low mode again, even after taking the batteries out. So it does have a memory, and the memory will keep it at whatever mode you turn it on in from where you were when you turned it off. So despite what the manual says about it coming on in turbo, it will come on in low or medium or high or turbo as long as that's where you've turned it off the last time. So I'm proud, or it's nice to report that it does have a memory. And the manual, as I say, will tell you that when it's off to just press the button lightly, and with each light press it will go to the next level. However, this particular light that I got, it almost seems like that isn't quite working right, because as I keep pressing it, it is always on low, and it's doing that right now. It's not really advancing to medium. Now, I suspect the one that you get will do that, and it may just be something fluky with the one I have, but it doesn't seem to advance consistently when I'm giving the button a light press, which the manual says it's supposed to. So what I've been doing is just turning it on and then clicking it again, turning it off and clicking it, and it immediately advances to the next level. So that's where I've had the greatest success. So let's turn off another light here. Right now we are in medium mode, and I will turn the camera this way. We're in medium right now, so if I click it off again, with each click it'll go up to the next level. So right now I'm back in low, so that's medium, and that's high, and that's turbo. And on the camera I will say that it is difficult to be able to tell the differences in the output, and as I've been using these two batteries, it may also be interfering with the highest output at the moment. But it is very, very bright, and if you take it outside and put the zoom on it, you will see exactly how far it goes, and you can check out a few of those photos that I've taken and posted on my written review at my website. So right now we're in the full beam mode, and what I'll tell you about this particular light is that it does not have as wide a beam in this mode as the cheaper zooming flashlights will. Actually, I was turned down a little bit. This is the full wide mode right here. So most of those other cheaper lights that do have zooming heads will go quite a bit wider than this, but they're also not nearly as bright. This one is brighter, and as I said, it will go amazingly far on the in the full zoom mode. So anyway, what happens is you got to hold on to the tail cap and hold on to the head at the same time, and turn the head in order to get the zoom. On some of those other lights, the zoom is in the head, obviously, but you push and pull it, which is quicker, I'll grant you that. And you can also use one hand on those, usually, to push and pull the head. But in this one, you do need two hands. So whether or not that's a deal breaker for you, I don't know, but it is fully, because of this particular mechanism, it's fully waterproof, which the other lights aren't, and you do get a better beam. So anyway, turning the head, which usually takes, at least for me, about 5 turns, it'll go all the way down. Now, most zooming flashlights will go down to the squared image of the LED, and this one will do that. So there's your LED shape, as it were, as the beam is slightly squared. But I can go a little bit further than that, and it rounds out and softens a bit. Won't perhaps shoot the beam quite as far as it will as if you're in the full squared shape, but still pretty far. But that's the option you have. On the other lights, you can only go down to the squared beam, and that's what you've got. But on this one, you can go a little bit further and round it out, but it still is in zoom mode. So on this light, you can do that. On the other cheaper lights, you cannot. So this is what it looks like. And it does, all these flashlights do have a fair amount of rings around the beam when it is in the zoomed mode. That's just the way they are. So, but you can of course round it back out here and go right back out to full, or stop anywhere you want in between, and you won't have as many rings around the beam, and the beam will still be just as bright and reasonably wide. So that's basically the operation of the light. I haven't showed you the flashing modes. It has SOS, strobe, and location beacon. And I believe the way to get to those is to have the light off. Let me turn on another light here for a second. So I'll turn it off, and then I'll give the switch a nice press. Give the switch a nice press. So there we are right now in SOS. Right now we're in SOS. So if I press it again, I'll be in location beacon, and that's where it just flashes like that. That's location beacon. And then if I press it again, I'll be in strobe. Now I'm not clicking the switch, I'm just giving it sort of a 3/4 press. So that's how you get into the flashing modes. At least that's how I found you get into the flashing modes. The manual, I believe, recommends you try to give it a double click while it's on, but I have found that that doesn't work as well. So I found it basically works better to give it a 3/4 press while the light is off, and there is strobe mode, and there are the other flashing modes. So anyway, that's how I get into those. So that is the Sunwayman T25C. The links below will take you to my written review, and also there's a purchase link there to pick up one of these for yourself if you'd like. I do think it's a good flashlight for many and variable different situations. The fact that it's waterproof as much as it is could be handy in those circumstances. And check out those other pictures of of how far it does shoot out there, the actual beam distance, because it's pretty impressive at the brightness that you get there. So hope you like this video. Hope the tutorial, as it will, has been helpful to you. Like it, share it, and visit lightsandgear.com for flashlights, batteries, and chargers and such. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.